How do you go from an unknown winger in France's second division to becoming one of the most decorated African players in European football history? This is the story of Riyad Mahrez, a player once told he was too skinny, too lightweight, not good enough for the highest level. Yet, through sheer talent, resilience, and confidence in his own style, Mahrez became a Premier League champion, an AFCON winner, and a Champions League hero. This is how he went from overlooked to unforgettable. Riyad Karim Mahrez was born on February 21st, 1991, in Sarcelles, a tough suburb in northern Paris where football was more than a sport. It was an escape. His father, Ahmed Mahrez, of Algerian descent, pushed him towards the game. He would drive young Riyad to training, giving him belief that football could be more than just a dream. But tragedy struck early. When Riyad was just 15, his father passed away. That moment became the biggest turning point of his life. Mahrez later said, "After my father died, I became more serious. I had to make it." Mahrez was different. What he lacked in muscle, he made up for with an outrageous first touch, elegant dribbling, and a calm confidence with the ball. On the concrete pitches of Sarcelles, he learned to humiliate defenders. And while others relied on speed or strength, Mahrez mastered timing and finesse. His first professional break came at Quimper in 2009, a small French club where he earned little money and lived modestly. But he stood out enough to earn a move to Le Havre, a Ligue 2 side known for developing talent. Even there, doubts followed him. Coaches constantly told him to bulk up, to hit the gym, to be more physical. But Mahrez doubled down on his strengths. He would spend hours practicing dribbles, perfecting that trademark cut inside from the right flank on his left foot. It was here that Leicester scouts spotted him in 2014. At first, Mahrez thought it was a joke. Leicester? I thought it was a rugby club. But Leicester saw what others did. For just £400,000, they signed him, one of the biggest bargains in modern football history. At Leicester, Mahrez had to adapt quickly. English football was faster, more physical, and unforgiving. But his technique began to shine. The 2015-16 season changed everything. Leicester City, managed by Claudio Ranieri, went from relegation candidates to 5,000 to one outsiders to champions of England. Mahrez was the magician pulling the strings. 17 goals, 11 assists, endless moments of pure brilliance. His partnership with Jamie Vardy and N'Golo Kante was devastating. That season, Mahrez became the first African player to win the PFA Players Player of the Year, voted the best by his fellow professionals. From the streets of Sarcelles to the very peak of English football, Mahrez had arrived. In 2018, Pep Guardiola made Mahrez City's most expensive signing of the time, £60 million. Once again, the doubts returned. Could Mahrez compete with the likes of Raheem Sterling, Leroy Sane, and Bernardo Silva? Could his free-flowing, street-style game fit into Pep's tactical machine? The answer was clear, yes. At City, Mahrez sharpened his game. His decision-making became smarter, his work rate improved, and his ability to show up in big moments grew. Look at the 2021 Champions League semi-final versus PSG. Mahrez scored twice across the two legs, including a deadly free kick and a counterattack finish that sealed City's place in their first-ever Champions League final. And finally, in 2023, he completed the journey, from Ligue 2 to a Champions League winner, lifting the trophy in Istanbul. Crazy, isn't it? From the streets of Sarcelles to constant treat in Europe. A dream come true for the Algerian. Mahrez wasn't just a club icon. For Algeria, he became a national hero as well. Remember at AFCON 2019, his last-minute free kick against Nigeria in the semi-final is now legendary. Really unforgettable that trended for months and shattered the hearts of the giants of African Nigeria. A goal that sent Algeria to the final, where they went on to win the tournament, breaking hearts, winning hearts, and making history for the Algerian records. You as a person will have also felt incredibly stunned of what Mahrez also achieved. That heated night, which the echoes of the Algerian fans and the feeling of self-fulfillment. Mahrez wasn't just a footballer. He was a symbol of pride for millions of Algerians worldwide, even those who doubted him. For every kid told they're too small, too weak, you have people to prove you wrong. Because he proved technique and intelligence can beat raw power countless times if watched closely. For every African and Algerian fan, he became proof that you can rise from overlooked leagues to the very top of world football, only if you work hard and consistently. And for Leicester and Manchester City period, he was the man who delivered unforgettable nights and historic titles, a very key player for Pep Guardiola and the treble-winning city. From Sarcelles to Leicester, from Leicester to Manchester, from street football to Champions League glory, it's unthinkable he believed in himself. It all became a responsibility after his father died. He got dead serious. Mahrez's story is not just about trophies. It's about believing in yourself when no one else does. Why care when you have nobody to impress? This is the story of Riyad Mahrez, the undisputed winger who went from overlooked to being